All right, what's going on, guys? It's Luke here. This is how we made $229 across three accounts. So, what is that if I add that up? 687 bucks. I went in super late risk on this trade. I actually got out a lot earlier than I wanted, but this wasn't like an ideal setup. But anyway, I'm gonna get into this really quick. Basically, coming into the day, I had a bearish bias. We were delivering off this bearish gap, but then in the pre-market, we ended up putting in a bullish SMT. As you can see, NQ never swept out London low, and then ES swept out London low. So I wanted to kind of see what was going to happen, but I waited for 9:45 news because we had flash manufacturing, PMI, and all that stuff at 9:45. So I waited for that, and I got really close to shorting. Right here, we got a 2 minute inversion. I was really close to shorting if we got a rejection off of this gap. The reason I didn't was because we put in the data high from the 9:45 news. So as you can see right here, this 9:45 candle, we had kind of these relative equal highs up here. We had this data high, so I wasn't sure if price wanted to run that high first, so I kind of just avoided it. I also didn't feel like comfortable taking longs right here because we had all this low resistance liquidity. But if you guys did short this, it's honestly a good trade in my opinion. I was just aware of that data high, and I kind of just wanted to fade it unless we got another rejection or we inverse this 1 minute gap. So from there, price just rips to the upside and really doesn't give a pullback until we get really close to London high. So at this point, it's becoming pretty obvious. We want to take out London high. We have an hourly high. We have previous day high, and then we have a 4 hour gap resting above. So I was waiting for price to pull back and give me an entry to try and long. So we end up forming this 15 minute gap. So I marked that out. We don't end up getting the pullback into there, but we pull back into this 5 minute gap. And if you look at ES at the same time, ES also pulls back into this 5 minute gap, and it starts to respect the CE of that gap for the most part. Okay. From here, I was looking for kind of like displacement to the upside, and I wanted to, go break even at London. I wanted to go in with low risk at this point just because like the price action really wasn't great, and I wanted to try and hold a little bit higher. So I was scaling down, kind of looking for an inversion play, and we end up getting this 1 minute inversion. Now, the reason I didn't enter here, if you guys see this 1 minute IFVG, if you guys did enter here, it's a great trade. But for me, I wanted to see if we could get a retrace back into this and then give me a bit of a better risk to reward, and which was actually counter productive because I pretty much ended up getting almost the same entry after. But anyway, we mark out this 1 minute inversion, price inverses it, and again, I'm not really liking this price action, how it's looking, even though this wasn't a bad entry. I wanted to see price pull back, give me a little bit of rejection, and then I wanted to enter this trade if we got like a 30-second bullish close or something like that, just to confirm that we were going to probably hold to go higher. So from there, we fade it, and price ends up sweeping out this internal low. Then we get another, we push up, and then we get another push down. And then from here, this candle starts to displace up. And I can't remember if on the 30-second we had an inversion or I just entered off the 30-second close. But as soon as this candle was pushing, I knew that we had strong momentum that was probably going to take out all of this and at least want to come up to London. I just seen the momentum kick in. I was like, okay, I'll run my stop below the 5 minute gap. And if we continue with this momentum, we should continue to at least London high, can go break even and then hold for higher. So I got a pretty good fill, 703. Again, pretty much the same entry I would have gotten if I just took the inversion play, but whatever. I ran my stop below these wicks, right around, I think I had a 30, no, it was 32 points my stop. So I had a 32 point stop right there. And basically, as soon as we came up, we tapped London high. I went break even, and I was hoping that we didn't get stopped out break even. I wanted to see price flush higher. And the reason I expected price to flush higher was because we had all of these stacked up draws. Again, we had London high, hourly high, previous day high, and they're all resting below a gap. When you have highs or lows resting above or below a gap, usually price just flushes right through, which is what we ended up getting. So ideally, like I said, I wanted to hold up to this 4 hour gap. But as soon as we got this strong push to the upside, I honestly just ended up closing. I got a pretty bad exit, not bad exit. I think I got out around 50 or like 48 or something. I have to double check the executions, but regardless, my full TP was going to be the start of the 4 hour gap. So I just missed out on a little bit of profit. I was potentially, if I went in this heavy risk, I would have held up to this 4 hour CE as well, where I could have more runners. But at the end of the day, again, I didn't really think this was a great setup. So I just wanted to kind of get my money, get my winning day, and get out. So again, price pulls back into this 5 minute gap right here. We're looking for an entry. Again, I fade the inversion just because I wanted to see if I could get a pullback, but then we get this internal sweep. I enter in off this momentum right here, so I kind of do get a little bit lucky on this fill. I'm lucky I didn't get filled like up here. because then I honestly wouldn't have taken the trade. Stops below these lows over here for about 32 points, and I just targeted. I got out pretty much just above previous day high. And again, I would have left it to this 4 hour gap, but again, I just did not want to get edged against. And we did edge it. We ended up coming up to it, but if you guys held in this 4 hour gap, that's ideal. Like honestly, that's the move that I should have did. But I'll take my profits, 1.36 R, so it's not too bad. But that's gonna end off the week, guys. We'll be back this weekend. Weekly outlook on Sunday. I might drop something tomorrow. We'll see. But that's it for me, guys. Give me a like, subscribe, comment on the video, and again, Alpha Futures links in the pinned comment. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.